Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is less than a week away, and ladies and gentlemen,
I need it!
so to keep myself sane, today we're talking about downloadable content, aka DLC. We're gonna be talking about characters that I feel like are gonna get in, characters that have a good chance and whatnot. If you guys enjoy, please share, like, comment, subscribe, and let me know any characters you think I missed, or any characters you feel like deserve a spot. So with that out of the way, let's hop in. So before we actually go into the actual discussion of DLC characters, I feel like we gotta talk about two things. For one, this interview right here. I kind of talked about it last week, but I was mainly talking about the manga content part of the interview. But there's a very important part that relates to our video today. So right here, there's a question by an interviewer where it says, I know you guys announced you're announcing a giant roster of 150 plus characters, but obviously this is an age where DLC is expected to keep games going. Do you have any DLC plans for Sparking Zero? Are they going to be character packs, additional story content, blah, 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 right? And then for Otani, aka the game's producer, has a response, which is actually pretty insightful. He says, so in regards to the chapters, they have plans to release 3 DLC packs, covering characters from Dragon Ball Super Superhero, I read that wrong, and Daima. So basically only those 2, which kind of is confirmed by this right here. I hope my camera's not blocking it. But yeah, you can see right here, at the end of every trailer, they kind of just flash the screen right here, and it says DLCs 1, 2, and 3, 20 plus playable characters, Superhero, and Daima. So that's why in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, I'm only going to be talking about characters from Daima and Superhero. So I guess the ballpark we have to work with is 20 plus, and from those 20 plus, it can only be from Superhero and from Daima. And ladies and gentlemen, it's October 2nd, the day I'm recording this. Daima is like a week away from being released, so I still have no ideas aside from what's in the trailer. But we're still gonna work with what we got. Enough yap, let's get into the tier list. So right here, I got a tier list ready to go, of course, typical fashion, but Superhero 50-50, and then Daima question mark. I'm gonna try and cover up the characters as best I can, but so without any delay, let's get to the first. So the first character I feel like has a really good chance of getting is, obviously, you guess he's definitely on the thumbnail, Gohan from Dragon Ball Superhero, and not just any Gohan, 4 of them. Okay, I know people are gonna be like, why 4 Gohans? There's already an Ultimate Gohan in the game. We have 5 base Gokus. We have Daima, early, mid, super, GT. No, there's another one I'm missing. And Kid, yes, 6. Oh yeah, it's 6 base Gokus. We could surely let another Gohan slide. Another Ultimate Gohan from the movie. He fights a ton in the movie. He fights so much inside the movie that you could basically create 5 new fighters for Gohan if you wanted to. 4, I feel like it's definitely doable. Yeah, Gohan, he plays a big role in the movies. I would say he's the main character in the movie. Him or Piccolo, definitely. They play a big role in it. They're obviously the characters that people want to see. So I said base Gohan, which I argue this is the best Gohan ever looked in his base form. I like the way he looks in this movie. Super Saiyan, Ultimate, and Beast. Super Saiyan, he fights Gamma 1 for a little bit. Not too much, but I definitely feel like he could get in. Ultimate, his own fighter. He's definitely getting in. There's no way he can't get in. And Beast, I could see potentially it just being Beast, but I feel like that's just a big missed opportunity of just Beast Gohan as a separate fighter. That's a big wasted chance in my opinion. I feel like, yeah, Gohan, easy shoo-in, not really much to talk about. Superhero getting in, Gohan's getting in. And now, as I said earlier, yeah, 2 characters that are really main characters of the movies, Gohan and Piccolo. Piccolo, who gets a lot of love in this movie. He gets 3 new forms. I would say, yeah, 3 new forms in the form of Power Awakening, Orange, and Giant. I say Giant and Power Awakening could get in. Or Base Piccolo probably could get in. Base Piccolo, I could kind of see them cutting off, and I wouldn't be too upset about that. I feel like that's a very reasonable cut to make. But because they said they had 20 plus characters, I feel like that these guys are definitely some very easy ways to just create characters. And yeah, there's already Piccolo model in the game and whatnot, but Piccolo deserves some more love. Give some Piccolo some love, you know what I mean? But Piccolo in the movie, he goes Power Awakening, he has Orange, and he is Giant form. As we've seen, they're not shy of giant characters. They're gonna put them in. We've seen Baby, Hirudegar, and Janemba even getting his own giant forms. Dr. Wheelo has a giant form. If Dr. Wheelo can get one, Piccolo can get one. The game that I expected him to get in was Xenoverse. I remember I was looking at the V-jumps and whatnot, and I thought for sure Orange Piccolo was gonna get a giant form in Xenoverse too. I feel like that was an easy way to put him in. But no, he's just not in there. But I feel like if any game's gonna put him in, it has to be Sparking Zero because of how many giant characters there are. It'd be really weird if Orange Piccolo Giant wasn't in the game. Yeah, just again, these 2 characters, I feel like there's not really much discussion going on. I feel like they're just very easy to guess. Gamma 1, Gamma 2, yeah. The only characters who are 100% confirmed because they're right there. You know for a fact that you're gonna be paying for these characters. They're 100% DLC. The main antagonists of this movie, actually, no, main antagonists for the first half. So yeah, they're definitely getting in. They're likable characters. They're made DLC inside of Xenoverse 2. Xenoverse 2 gets everybody as DLC. That's just how this works. Except Fighters. Fighters didn't get nobody as DLC. Police Archers, if you're listening. Yeah, so Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 definitely getting in because they're confirmed. Gamma 1, Gamma 2, very characters I'm excited to play as. I like Gamma 2 a little bit more, I would say. I'm a Gamma 2 guy, and I'm gonna say his sacrifice or his ultimate attack is definitely gonna be that, and it's gonna look, again, not much to talk about these characters right here. Next ones. This last character right here is the last one I would say is 100% getting in. I feel so confident that Cellmax is getting in, only because, again, this is a game where giants fight. Giants fight in this game like it's nothing. I feel like one way they could do is the Dragon Ball Legends route where he's tied behind a fighter, which was Magenta and what's it called? Dragon Ball Legends. And I remember you can't actually use Cellmax, but he is part of like the animation where he pops up. I don't think that's going to be the case for Cellmax. I really feel like he's going to be his own separate fighter. So yeah, Cellmax, last character I feel like is 100% getting in. And now we're going to move on to the superhero 50-50 because there's some characters we're missing that I feel like could possibly get in. But I feel like they're also going to be saving a lot of slots for Daima. Again, a series we have no idea about. But we can talk about it now. And there we go. You can't really see their heads, but that's Goten and Trunks right there. Pan and Gotenks. You can't have Goten and Trunks without Gotenks. That's just not how it works. It's even funny. You can't really find a picture of them standing by themselves except that right there. They're always together, fusing or something like that. They're basically not their own characters anymore. But let's talk about Pan first. Pan, a very prominent character in the movie. She doesn't fight that much, but again, she's in the game. She was in Legends, which I was surprised about. I thought she was going to get in Xenoverse in some regard, but no, she's just not in there. But I feel like Sparking Zero, again, massive roster, 180 plus characters, and with this, that would push it up to over 200 for sure. So Pan, I feel like a character who could definitely get in. Pan GT is in the game, so I don't see them putting it in as a costume anyway. There's no way they could put them in as a costume, right? Even same for Goten and Trunks, there's no way they could hide behind costumes. If GT, Goten, and Trunks were in this game, I would say there's a likelihood that they could kind of hide behind a costume. They kind of did that with Ultimate Gohan, didn't they? With Dragon Ball Super Gohan is behind Ultimate Gohan. I think only Ultimate Gohan, not actually like Adolescent Gohan. But he is a fighter in there, so you could technically play as him. And then Gotenks too. Gotenks, technically there is a Gotenks in the game, but I don't see them putting in like chubby Gotenks from Superhero in the game whatsoever. So yeah, unless he's a DLC fighter. That's why I put them in Superhero 50-50. I feel like they're kind of a toss-up. There could be arguments for both sides. I could see it, but I feel like they're 50-50, really. Oh my god, I forgot him right here. Dr. Hedo, yeah, another character whose portrait is kind of cut off. But Dr. Hedo, yeah, another prominent character in the movie. He doesn't fight a ton. He shoots one time. But I could still see him getting a fighter in this game. If Satan's a character, if Cyberman's a character, if Frieza Soldier is a character, I feel like this is the game for Dr. Hedo. But yeah, not much to talk about him. Dr. Hedo, I feel 50-50. I feel like I would put him over Magenta or what's that guy's name? Carmen, for sure, because they don't really fight in the movie. Then again, he did get into Legends and Hedo didn't, which is really weird. But yeah, 50-50, toss up, same thing for Hedo. And lastly, Dragon Ball Daima. Okay, let's just start with the obvious one, Super Saiyan Goku. Super Saiyan Goku for Dragon Ball Daima is a very weird one because Daima Goku's already in the game and he's there as a pre-order bonus character. I assume if you didn't pre-order the game, you'll eventually be able to get him through the DLC pass. You'll probably have to pay a little bit extra to get him, which is why they're probably throwing him in there as like a little incentive and promotion for the series itself. But what's really weird with him is that we know for a fact that he goes Super Saiyan. So how are they going to sell him as like a separate fighter if you got the pre-order bonus? Because we already see where he is on the character roster. He's right there. I'm sure he's like X'd off, but there's no spot next to him for Super Saiyan Goku. I'm sure they'll have to move him around, or just they'll probably do that. That's a really easy fix. But yeah, Super Saiyan Goku, I feel like is 100% getting in. If Daima's getting in, there's no way he's not. But the rest of these is this I'll talk about Supreme Kai first. Before I talk about Vegeta. Supreme Kai was a very interesting one because there was a comment I remember on my last video where I talked about potential characters for Sparking Zero or who got cut off, and Supreme Kai is not in the game. Supreme Kai is not in the game, but he is a Daima, and it looks like from the trailers that he's actually like prominent. He's actually doing stuff in Daima. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's a separate, or if he's sold as a fighter. That way you kind of get Supreme Kai in the game for those who really want it. Because that guy was a Supreme Kai fan. He has Supreme Kai profile picture and everything. So yeah, there are people who want him in the game. I wouldn't be surprised if he's sold as a separate fighter later. So yeah, Supreme Kai, I feel like he's in there. Vegeta, I just kind of put him in there. I don't know. Again, I haven't seen the show. I don't know what these characters are going to do. But yeah, I would say it's pretty good chance that Vegeta's probably going to get in. There's no way he doesn't do anything in the whole series. I'm going to come back to this clip in like 3 months when the show's over and be like, yeah, he didn't do shit. And then this guy, Glorio, I just remember his name. I just tagged him on the end. I know there's that other girl who's in the trailer, but I forgot her name. And I don't really want to say anything too concrete on Daima because, again, we don't know anything. So that's it for my DLC list. Again, if you guys have any suggestions to this list or anything you feel like I missed, let me know down below. And that's kind of it. So if you guys enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, and peace. Whoa, tier list.